Hello, welcome back. And in this video, I'm going to give you some tips on how I took my makeup from good to great, from just there to amazing as a professional makeup artist. You can also use these tips to enhance your makeup. You don't need to go to a makeup artist to get your makeup looking like how you want it to look. You want your makeup to look professional, clean, effortless, and still flawless. If you want some tips on how I took my makeup from good to great as a professional makeup artist, keep on watching. So the first tip I have to give you is blending. Number one, blending. Let me say that again. Blending. Blending is your best friend when it comes to doing your makeup and getting your makeup to that next level. And I cannot overemphasize it enough. Most times, what makes your makeup a lot better than how you've been doing it is just better blending. Most times, you see two people with the same colors on their face, the same looks, but the technique that differentiates the makeup is blending. You want to make sure that you are blending, you're taking your time to blend, you are not dragging the product on, but when you're blending, you are using your beauty sponge that is clean and fairly damp, not wet, fairly damp, and you are dabbing it lightly on areas that you want to blend. Take your time when you are blending. Blending is a patience game. You want to make sure that you're taking your time and you want to make sure that you're using the right technique. But in everything with flawless makeup, the common denominator I would say is blending. Blending is key. Whether it is your lips, you're trying to do your base, that is your foundation, concealer, and all of that, or it is your eyeshadow, your highlighting your brows, whatever it is that you're doing, blending is your best friend. You cannot cheat the blending game because it will show and people will be able to tell. So once it comes to makeup, the first tip I would give you is taking your time to blend. If it takes you 30 minutes to blend, I don't care, blend. Use the 30 minutes and actually blend. Blend. I feel like I should shout this from the rooftops because it cannot be overemphasized enough. When people even come and meet me with their problems and the issue they're having with their makeup, most times I can trace it back to blending. Take your time to blend. Unless you are absolutely sure it looks great, that you blended it enough, then you probably haven't blended it enough. If you are questioning whether you have blended the makeup enough or if you have gone over it enough times, you probably haven't. So go over it again and blend. Tip number 2, concealing / cleaning up. Another tip that I cannot overemphasize, concealing / cleaning up your makeup. Cleaning up and concealing, okay? And when I say that, I mean like what takes makeup from it just has that from amateur to professional. Most times that's what makeup artists are doing. We just clean up better. So if you do your lips and there is a smudge, forgive my working process. If you do your lips and there is a smudge outside your lip line, then you should get concealer on a flat brush and just conceal it. If you want to make your eyeshadow sharper, look more professional, you get a angled flat brush also. Clean it up. Your brows, a lot of the times what makes the difference is the brow bone cleaning up. As you can see in my own brows, I use a much lighter concealer for my brow bone just to give it that pop. That is also what gives it a good professional look, what takes it from amateur to professional. When you're doing your makeup, cleaning up and concealing is key if you want to give your makeup that clean look. It goes hand in hand with blending, because once you clean up any excesses, anything you do not want showing, then the next step is to blend it in with the rest of your skin. That is one thing makeup artists are doing, and anybody that is really good and professional with their makeup, if you don't have that precision yet to get it right the first time, then clean up. Use concealer on your brows to clean it up and give it that pop. Okay, Use concealer on your eyeshadow, eyeliner if you want to give it that extra sharpness wing. Clean it up and line it. Like, does that make sense? Yes, clean it up. If your lip is not looking as neat as you'd want it to be, conceal the areas and you're just shaping it. So that is tip number 2. It's all about the cleaning and the concealing. A third tip I would give is not being afraid to go over with more products if it is needed. And this is something that I struggled with when I first started doing my makeup. I was so afraid to, like, if I needed more foundation, less, I would go in with like very little foundation and some spots could still be showing on my face, but I would be so scared of using extra foundation or extra product. I don't want it to look cakey, I don't want it to look weird. Like, these were just the thoughts I had. But tying down to the first point I mentioned, which is blending, if you blend very well, you will be fine. But don't be afraid to go in with extra products when it is needed. If you need extra foundation to really give you a flawless and seamless and full coverage look, don't be afraid to add in one more pump of foundation and go over your face with it. If you need more blush, like the blush isn't, you feel like it isn't translating enough, don't be afraid to carry that brush and add in more blush. Even at the end of your makeup, don't be afraid to go in with more powder, more blush. That is also another tip for you to take note of. What differentiates your makeup and how good it is a lot of the times when we are doing our makeup at the very beginning, your nose contour, your blush and all of that, as time goes on and you continue the makeup process, a lot of those things can get lost. The nose contour you did at the beginning can get lost. Your blush could be covered with powder, right? So do not be afraid to go in again at the end of your makeup with extra blush. Do not be afraid or be skeptical of going in with nose contour powder on your nose to get that nose contour again. Go for it. Most times, more often than not, you are just making it look even better because a lot of these things have gotten lost while you were doing your makeup. So do not be afraid to go over all these places with more products. If you even watch some of my makeup tutorials, you would see that I even say this, that at the end of your makeup I usually go back again with blush, powder, nose contour, because while doing your brows, your eyeshadow, a lot of these things have gotten lost. You've been touching your face, moving your hands around, so most times, more often than not, you definitely need to go again with blush, highlighter, nose contour. That's a few of these things that will really take your makeup there for real. For this video, a last and final tips. I still have more tips though, so if you want that, then let me know. But for this video, to prevent it from getting too long, a last and final tip I would give you is to be patient and to be consistent. I first started doing my makeup or really having interest in makeup in 2016, and if I show you my makeup then and today, I'm laughing just remembering it, but if I show you, you would say that there is such a difference. Let me tell you something. In one day, like today, you can practice your makeup 15 times, and out of those 15 times, you may do rubbish 15 times, you may do rubbish 14 times, and you may do okay 1 time. You may do rubbish 10 times and just do okay 3 times, and then have a good time like 2 or 1 time. What you really need to adapt is consistency over time. That is why I said patience and consistency, because those days I would do my makeup like 10 times in a day, 5 times in a day. As I'm done with this bit like this, I would wipe it off and start doing it all over again. But I would rather you do it once a day. Take your time, do it once a day over a period of 6 months or a year. Keep practicing over time. As you practice over time, the way you hold the brushes changes, the more you watch videos, the way you relate with the makeup product, it changes. You get better over time. You can decide to do it 10 times a day, but also make sure that you are also doing it over time, and this is where your interest and your love has to be there, because you are going to get frustrated when you're practicing your makeup. You're going to feel like just flinging the brush. You're going to feel like crying when you're doing your brows. Trust me, I have been there in the early years of doing my makeup when I was like, I want to learn how to do my makeup, like 2016, 2017, 2018 even. It's a process. Good things take time, so be kind with yourself, be patient with yourself. Don't see, oh, I'm about to draw my brows and it doesn't look like any of them on the internet, I don't know how to do this, then I'm giving up. No, I want you to tell yourself, give yourself that a year, give yourself a year, and just be consistent over time. Even if you do it like once a week, 2 times a week, I promise you, you are more than good. More than good. Just be patient and be consistent, and I promise you, you are going to get there. So we have come to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed my tips. I hope you learned 1 or 2 things, and I really hope you get to put into practice a few of the tips that I discussed in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will love you, leave you here, and see you next time.